guys, and welcome back to another episode of Alpha Simulation. In this episode I'm gonna show you my method for installing the camera, the CCTV that is situated outside the cockpit but can be viewed inside the cockpit from the pilots. I have my items here. I'm gonna demonstrate you exactly what type of gadgets I'm gonna use and my idea on how to install that. It seems very simple things to do, but there is a little bit of thinking that I had to do before I could come up with a good plan. Let's go. Okay, let's see what I have here to set up my system. First of all, I would like to tell you my plan. My plan is to install the CCTV outside the cockpit, looking towards the entrance to the cockpit door and also the entrance to the simulator room, so I can see what's going on directly from my cockpit. Now the video is gonna be shown to the lower ACAS monitor display. So you have the 737 display in front of you, and on the bottom there is the other one where you can see the engine data, and you can even turn it off if you want. That's what I want to display my camera. The reason why I want to do that is because I've seen a lot of 737 that now have the camera displayed directly on the monitor. In the old version of the planes, the camera was a separate circuit and was connected to a video monitor on the pedestal, on the overhead. So the pilot have to look on top of their head to see what's going on outside. But now they have a selector on the pedestal, usually camera 1, 2 and 3, and on this lower ACAS display they can switch between camera 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna use only one camera. I don't need to have 3 cameras, to be honest. So, but the idea is that what I want is that I have the normal engine display, and then I want to have a control on my pedestal where I can push or select camera on and then camera off. And so when I put camera on, it will display what's happening outside the cockpit CCTV, and then when I turn it off, it go back to the engine status. So how does it work? It's very simple from an electronic point of view, but very cumbersome from a cabling management. There is a lot of cabling, and unfortunately that's because my monitor does not have the audio input, video input converter. It's just a simple standard monitor. So we start with the camera. It's a standard color camera, 12 or 12 volts camera, and it works very good, already tested. So you connect to the cable that comes with, and you have 2 outputs. The red is for the power and the yellow is for the video. So the power goes to the power supplies that is provided with them. You can also change this to a normal USB because converter, because the output is 12 volts 1 ampere, and there are a lot of converters that can take the 12 volts and convert it to a higher current. Very simple to do, but I'm gonna use this because it's already included. This one unfortunately have to go again, because my monitor does not have any converter. It needs to go to a AV to HDMI converter. Okay, this one it's another nice gadget. Has a little switch here which allow you to change from 720p to 1080p. Of course I'm gonna use that 1080p because my camera allows to do that. Has a USB for the power, and then he has the 3 connector where of course we are gonna use only the yellow. The other 2 are for the audio, so don't worry about that, don't use them, just use this one unless you wanna connect audio as well. So you simply connect this one here. So now we have the camera connected to the power, and then connected to the AV to HDMI converter. This USB will be obviously connected somewhere for the power. Now I can connect directly the output to my monitor, but remember, my monitor has to display two type of information: the CCTV when I want to, and the engine data when I'm not using the CCTV. So there is basically two inputs, but only one output for the monitor, and that's what I'm gonna use this other gadget here. It's a very nice gadget which allow you to have two inputs. So in this case I will connect the monitor from the simulator to the monitor, and this one from my CCTV. And this one allows you to click which output you want to use. So I think if it stays like this, it will have the number one goes through the output. So the monitor will display the normal engine data, just like if you don't have any CCTV installed. However, from the moment I push this, then this one is interrupted, and this one, which is the CCTV signal, goes through the output, and it's gonna show the CCTV on my monitor. Then if I wanna go back to the normal state, I turn it off. So this one will be connected. So if I connect the output from the AV to HDMI, and then one goes, for example, here, the other input will be for from the simulator, and then this one output to the monitor, to the display, ACAS display, lower display. And that's it. As I said, it's very simple, but look at the mess for the cabling. So I need to work really well to hide all these cables. Don't want to see anything. Everything will be hide within the pedestal, within the simulator. So you are only gonna see this outside, nice and flush to the cockpit, outside the cockpit. And the other things you are gonna see is the push button here, because it allows me to control if I wanna turn on the camera or not on the display. Now my idea is to open this, see what it looks inside, because I wanna either extend this and use it for the pedestal, or change this completely and have one of those switch selector, just like you have in a normal pedestal. I think it looks cooler like that, so I need to purchase one, but I need to see exactly what the switch, how it's connected, and if I can unsolder and overextend it in some way. So basically the pedestal, you will have I'm gonna have a small area where it says camera off and on, and then a selector perhaps that you can turn on the camera, show on the display, and when you're done, turn it off and go back to the engine data. That's all. That's my plan, to show the camera on the monitor directly. Okay, so let's open this and let's see what's inside. Dismantle the two input to one output selector. It was a little bit difficult because this the PCB was inside, and I think the manufacturer put some sort of glue around the edges, so I have to really push this a little bit. Don't want to say force it, but almost. Anyway, it still works, everything is fine. That's the switch. I removed the little black things, but the black will go just like that, so you can see this the switch. But my idea is to, I don't like it. I'm gonna remove the switch and connect some extension wires to a selector. I'm gonna purchase my selector from Sysmo Solution, and the selector is basically off and on selector, very simple, and that is gonna give me the camera on and off accordingly, because at least the selector will looks like the others have for the pedestal the same color, and so it looks like part of the cockpit. If I use this one, it looks a little bit, cheap, to be honest. So this one I'm gonna do little extra work, but nothing too difficult. What I've done right now is remove the circuits from the closure for the HDMI, and I modified the circuit a little bit in order to connect from the switch to actually bypass the switch. So this switch is the one that go from channel 1 to channel 2, so that one will bypass, connected to this 12 well, it's a 12 on and off setting for a rotary switch. I purchased this from Sismo. Yes, you don't need 12 actually, you only need 2 or 3, but the one that Sismo sold, which I really like, was this one, and it's pretty much the same cost. And then I also purchased this from Sismo. So basically what happened is that this one is connected inside the pedestal, so you will not see anything. This is all covered, and this one will have the cam off, cam on. So this is off, and then when I switch this, it will go to on. So the camera, the CCTV will be displayed on the lower ACAS, and then when I turn it off, the CCTV will be turned off from the lower ACAS, and the engine data will come back. So it's just like you'll expect in a real plane. So it's a little circuit I've done myself with a little bit of ingenuity, and I'm gonna install this right now. Right guys, everything has been installed. I just gave enough power on the simulator to test the camera. The camera at the moment it's over here. This will be installed outside, of course, but I'm gonna switch from camera off to camera mode on the pedestal. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. And I think they should be good enough. So I'm gonna switch off now. Let's see if I can reach. Okay, camera on. As of course I'm gonna move now the camera. So it works works very good, absolutely perfect. This one will be installed outside, so it's gonna show outside the passenger boarding and outside cockpit door. And then from the pedestal we can switch back to off position, and then engine data come back. Once again, camera on. Yeah, and camera off. Beautiful. Let's test the next part. Alright guys, the CCTV has been installed. I have some lights here so I can show you. Even when the plane is completely off, I can still turn on the camera and it will show right there, just like in the model plane. I'm gonna turn off the down light so we don't see reflection, and basically it's now facing the outside of the cockpit. The door is still missing and everything else, but when people will enter we will see, and then of course we can turn it off when we don't need it. Okay, the project for the CCTV is done. Let's move to the next project.